Hey! So I'm sure a lot of you are already aware, but if you're not, then in this video I'm going to explain as much as I know and as much as I found out about the Ingham Family / Chris Ingham drama that's unfolding at the moment. So I watch the Ingham Family every single day. I think I've watched them every day since their Christmas video. That was where I found them, like many other people. That video's got like 60 million views or something stupid. I watched that video and then I've been watching them pretty much every day since. Obviously I have missed some days, but I've always like caught up. So I've seen every one of their videos since that Christmas one. And I don't really know where I'm going with this video. I'm literally just, this is all off the top of my head. So I do watch them every day. The only people I watch regularly and daily now on YouTube are the Ingham Family and the Gardener Quad Squad. Those are the two families that I follow. I don't really follow anybody else. I follow people here and there, like I dip in and out of people's videos, but those are the two that I watch like every day, and if I miss a day I will always go back to catch up on them. So obviously I was really shocked when all these rumours and allegations came out recently surrounding Chris Ingham. A really quick like recap. The Ingham Family are a UK vlogger family. They vlog every single day. Chris is the dad, and then you've got Sarah, who is the mother and wife, and then you've got 3 kids, Isabel, Esme and Isla. I honestly don't know what it is about them that makes me want to watch them. I have people saying to me all the time like, why do you watch them? And it is kind of random, I guess, for me to watch them every day. And I think it's because I see their family as like goals. Like I feel like their way of parenting is very much how I would parent my children if I had children. And also they have like such good kids that are so well behaved, and like, I don't know, I just enjoy watching them. But I kind of just see them, or saw them, as the perfect family who really do have like really good standards, and they go travelling a lot and they give their children like so much, and it just looks like a really like happy, nice childhood that those girls are having. And that is why when all these allegations came to light, it was just like so much more shocking. But then there is that thing that's like, you never expect it, but when it does happen, you're kind of just like, was that a sign? Like, did he do that because of this? And like, you just overthink everything. There are things that I sometimes think are a bit weird, like he calls the girls babe, says they look gorgeous all the time. Some of the things he posts on Instagram are a bit dodgy, especially because Isabel's not his biological daughter, she's his stepdaughter technically. And I do think he says things that are, to me, a bit strange for a dad to say to his daughter. But then again, that just could be his way of parenting, like it's so hard to tell. But anyway, into the details of what actually happened, and this is as much as I have found out so far. I'm filming this on Thursday night, so they have just uploaded their vlog and I have watched it. Their vlog, can't really call it a vlog, it's like a minute and a half long. And I'm gonna just tell you everything that I have gathered in my research so far. Recently, there has been allegations that have come to light surrounding Chris, and these allegations have been made by a 16-year-old girl. And she has said that he contacted her while they were on holiday in Disneyland, and they went there in October last year. She said that when they went to Disneyland, Chris was messaging her on Twitter, direct messaging her on Twitter, and asking her to do things that weren't appropriate at all. It's very important for me to say at this point that I genuinely do not know which is true. I have no idea, and I'm not partial to either side. That said, there are things about each side of the story that don't seem right and that seem right, and I'll go into that. But I just wanted to make this video because as someone who's watched them every day for a really long time now, it really resonated with me and it made me feel like sick, to be honest. And it's something that I feel like needs to be addressed. And I have looked online and there's not actually that many videos about this. I mean, a few people who have done really good videos. Yeah, that's why I wanted to make this video. A bit nervous actually, I don't really know why. So on the 2nd of July, which was Monday I think, this girl called Jess, who is 16 years old, she posted a statement on Twitter, and you can go on her Twitter handle, which is DodieFeetBecky, to see what she's been saying throughout if you want to. But I am going to put the statement on screen as well in case you just want to pause it and read it here. So I'm not going to read it all out on camera because it's really long, but just take a moment to read it if you haven't already. But in a nutshell, it basically just explains that when the Inghams were on holiday in Disneyland in Florida in October/November time, she was also there with her family, staying in the same hotel. So she said that she messaged them asking if they could meet up, messaged Chris, and he was like, yeah, sure, or whatever. And then I think they met up and they got a picture together, and the picture was shared on Chris's social media, and I believe that it was also his YouTube, like, profile picture for a while on his personal account, the Chris DeLong account. She also said in a statement that he would talk to her about mental health and say that he would go on walks around midnight around the complex. And apparently he would ask if she could sneak out and meet him during these walks that he would have at midnight. And then she also goes on to say that he was messaging her saying that she was beautiful and using phrases like, I wish I could have seen you sooner so that I could have hooked up with you. So all of this is kind of very obviously inappropriate to a fan and a girl who is 16. And then she's also tweeted some screenshots which are of her email notification of the messages that Chris had sent her. So that was a bit of a mouthful. She said in an interview that she deleted the direct message thread because of the way it made her feel, but she says she does still have the screenshots of the notifications she got on her email of the direct message, if that makes sense. So she also posted those on Twitter, and some of the stuff in those is really disturbing, and I'll also put screenshots of those on the screen. So these messages said things like, I want to make you feel better about things, defo come and meet me if you can sneak out, I'm coming over for a party, we need to go skinny dipping, which obviously if these messages are real then that is so beyond wrong, which goes without saying. Also on her Twitter is a screen recording of her phone going through these email notifications, which is kind of the first reason why I thought, oh my god, this might be true, because it would be really hard for a 16-year-old girl to fake a screen recording of her flipping through messages like that. So that was kind of a red flag for me, and I was like, that would be really hard to fake if it was made up. And also on these messages, the date is there, and it says the 25th of October 2017, which would make sense in the way of timings because they were on holiday at that time. And if this was kind of like a big ploy to ruin Chris's reputation and bring him down, that would be such a long process to do that in. Like from October to now, for it all to come out now, whereas these messages were sent in October, for all that time to just be plotting this thing against him if it was not true, just seems a little bit far-fetched to me for a 16-year-old. I think it's a lot of effort to put in just to tarnish someone's name if it wasn't true. So I think that's the main thing that kind of got me, is the time frame and the dates of these messages was accurate, and the way she was scrolling through was very real time, and I just don't think you'd be able to fake that. So on the interview with Keemstar, I think his name is, she said that since she has come out and said all these allegations, there has been other girls that have come to her and messaged her with similar allegations. So this one is a screenshot which was apparently sent to Jess, the original girl, from a girl who claimed she had slept with Chris and was a fan. I think this girl is older, maybe about 18, but I don't really know. And it's a screenshot from Snapchat, and it's supposedly from Chris, and he says, listen carefully, an iFam has messaged me saying that you told him about the night we slept together. Do you remember signing the agreement? I could sue you for £250,000. So that was kind of the second lot of allegations from somebody different. I'm not at all saying that it's not true. It totally could be 100% true. And it's really important that these kind of claims are treated as true before they are proved not true. So whoever it is that has come forward with this Snapchat screenshot deserves to be treated with all the level of professionalism and 100% like commitment to it, just as much as the first girl or anybody else. Like it all deserves attention equally. I'm not less inclined to believe it's true because it's really, you know, it's impossible to tell unless you get the whole truth in the end. But there are things about this particular screenshot that they don't hold as much evidence as the first lot, basically. But this doesn't have his like official Snapchat user handle. The date is today, it says, like July the 3rd, and I don't know, maybe just the way it's written is a bit like the thing about signing the agreement for £250,000. It just seems a little bit off to me, but I could be completely wrong, who knows. However, the first lot of evidence from Jess, to me there is more there than in this one, but there could be more that comes out eventually, like I don't know. And then another girl called Hayley also came to this Jess girl, from what I've gathered, and said that she's also had, you know, the same kind of experience with Chris. And there was a screenshot, which I'll try and put here, of the conversation that they had. And then Sarah's blocking people who talk about it or bring it up to her at all. There's a video of Jess ringing a number and him apparently answering the phone, but it's really hard to tell if that could be him or not. It could be anybody. And this was all happening on the 2nd and 3rd of July, so 2 days ago. And apparently there has been other girls who were on holiday at the same time as Jess and as the Inghams, and they've also been messaged by Chris during that time. And there's just a lot going on, to be honest. There's a lot of different angles, different information coming in from everywhere, and it's kind of a big mess and really hard to get a grip on. And then something else came out really recently from the same girl, Jess, and it was just more screenshots of apparent evidence, and I'll put them on screen as well. Again, the dates and times look really legit on these screenshots. Nothing is really out of place, so that, you know, makes me feel a bit weird. And he said things like, we need to have a drunken night out there one night. I don't know whether these are from Jess or whether they're from a different girl, but they're still really inappropriate for a guy who's married and has 3 children. And then there's a super weird one which really made me feel strange, and it says this: I've always wanted to camp a night outdoors in Kissimmee. There's this beautiful camp place where you have a fire and drink and chill and watch the stars, get takeout Denny's and that. I did it with my best mate a few years ago, but no one wants to do it with me. You should come do this with me, dude. It would be well fun. You wouldn't believe the stars at night. It's insane. To which she replies, looks gorgeous. I'm excited for the entire experience. I love Disney, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, would Sarah and the girls join too? I'm guessing this girl's called Amy because he's put Ames in one of the messages, saying things like, you're going to look fit AF in your mini ears, which is just mental. And then there's one here that says, what happens in Florida stays in Florida, which is very dodgy. And then again, the classic weird messages about skinny dipping. I don't know what obsession there is here with skinny dipping, but it comes up a lot. Another one here that says, you getting giddy at me being naked. So yeah, bit odd. So that's pretty much all the evidence that this girl called Jess has posted so far. And obviously I have no idea what's happened. Nobody does, apart from the people involved. So obviously I can't say what's happened, of course, but there are parts of both sides that don't really match up. I can't deny that those screenshots do look real. Like, say they're not real, they have been faked to absolute perfection. And for that to be done by a 16-year-old over such a long time period, it's kind of hard for me to believe that she would be able to pull that off. And I do think it is really bad that people who are kind of coming at her and just throwing shade and hate or whatever at her way, it is really bad that they're doing that without knowing the truth, because then how must people feel who are telling the truth, who don't have as much evidence necessarily, and they just have their experience? Like, they're probably going to feel like they can't come forward about it, which is totally wrong. So whatever has happened or hasn't happened, we don't have any idea. It should be given full attention no matter what until the proceedings continue and the truth comes out. On the other side of things, I find it hard to believe that Chris would do something like that, but then again, I don't know Chris Ingham. Nobody else knows him unless you're immediate family, and even then everybody has their skeletons in their closet. Well, I would like to think that he wouldn't be that dumb to talk to girls as young as that on social media where there's just going to be evidence. So that's something I don't understand or can't wrap my head around, like why he would be that stupid to do something like that. Because if that gets out, and it could easily get out, they're young girls, you know, I don't know why he would think that it wouldn't get out, because it always does. And that is something I can't get my head around. Like, how can you be that stupid and naive to think that you would be able to get away with something like that, that has so many repercussions that will ruin your whole life and your whole family's lives and just tarnish everything you've worked hard for. I know that a lot of people don't want to believe it, and that's totally normal. I don't want to believe it either. I really hope it's not true. Like, it's a horrible thing to happen, and I can't even fathom what Sarah and the girls would have to go through if it was true. That makes me feel a bit sick. But there is a possibility that it could be true. We don't know him. Like, these things do happen. Look at, like, Shay Kyle, look at Sam Pepper. Like, it does happen. People abuse their power all the time, and it's really hard to determine who is going to do that. So as hard as it might be to consider it to be true, it's important that we do consider it to be possibly true for the girl that it might have happened to. And the age of consent in the UK is 16, and she doesn't say that he's done anything physically. However, if they were true, that is grooming. And not to mention the fact that he is 33, 34, talking like this to a 16-year-old when he's married with 3 young children. Like, it's wrong. Another thing I don't think is right is the way that the Ingham family have handled these accusations. There has been an official statement from Chris on his Twitter, and I'll put it here and you can pause it if you want to read it, basically saying that the allegations aren't true and they're doing everything in their power to clear his name. They won't be attending Summer in the City. But this isn't even written by Chris, it's obviously written by one of his team or whatever. And I just think, like, if you were accused of this and you didn't do any of it and it wasn't true, then you would just come out yourself straight away and say none of this is true, because you'd be so certain that it wasn't true. However, they've obviously got their team involved and probably lawyers involved or whatever. Again, no idea, just speculating here. But like, these things have happened to people in the past, like YouTubers in the past. For example, Shane Dawson, when he was accused of paedophilia, he slammed those claims straight away, like from his own point of view, like his own perspective, straight away came out and like cleared his name. And that's happened a lot for people who are accused of things they haven't done. They just like totally shut it down straight away from their own mouth. But it did take some time for Chris to post that statement, and I was really interested to see what their vlog would be like that night, because it was going to be the first vlog since all this came out, and I was expecting them to talk about it, at least for some part of the vlog. And the vlog came out, it was about 11 minutes long, which is like half the normal running time of their vlogs, and they just didn't mention it once. And I get that they're a family and they've got young children and young viewers and they're like role models or whatever, but this is so serious that they should have at least mentioned it, and they didn't, which to me is really fishy. But they just cut the vlog short, acted as happy as Larry, like nothing was wrong, we're all good, nothing's wrong here, nothing to see here. And then today I was thinking, okay, right now they're probably going to say something about it. They must do, it's been like a whole day, so they can't really fake it now. Everyone's gonna know. And the vlog was like 1.5 minutes long, and it was just Sarah saying that it was impossible for them to film all day because they were in meetings all day. So they're really sorry they couldn't put a vlog out, but they were in meetings and there's family matters, and that's it. It was 1.5 minutes long. That is literally it. They hadn't filmed anything. And even though she said that there was family matters, that was all she said about the whole thing. And I just think, like, if Chris was innocent, then you would address it more, you would try your hardest to like get your view out there, get your side of the story out there. But it just seems to me like they haven't done that at all, and I just don't get why. And if they are getting like lawyers involved or whatever, or their team, it sounds like they've been told, again, speculation, it sounds like they've been told to not talk too much about it. I don't know, trust me, I do not want to believe that this is true at all. And this girl could be making the whole thing up, or it could have happened, who knows until the truth comes out. But I just wanted to get my opinion out there. I also just want to hear everybody else's opinion on this, so let me know what you think, what your first feelings are about it. If you're totally unbelieving of it, let me know why, I would love to know, and if you believe it, also let me know. So my stance on it is, in conclusion, I have absolutely no idea. Nobody does unless you are the people directly involved, so I can't say who's right and who's not, obviously. But the main thing to take from this, in my opinion, is the fact that these things need to be taken seriously until they're proven not true. Because if it's not true, it's going to be hard, but it'll turn out fine, like they'll get their position back, Chris's name will be cleared, whatever. But then again, if it is true, then that girl needs to be treated with such respect for coming forward about it. If more information comes out, I'll be happy to do another video on it, and if my opinion has changed, then I'll talk about that more as well. It is a really horrible situation to be in though, and I just feel so bad for Sarah and the girls. Like, if it's true, that family is going to be completely torn apart and it's going to be really messy. But if it is true, then Chris got himself into that mess. So I just really hope that Chris comes out soon and says like something about it, anything. I just want to hear it from him, and I think a lot of people do. But anyway, I've been rambling on for a while now, but I just needed to get it off my chest. So thank you for listening if you've made it this far. If you haven't already and you would like to, please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and click the notification bell as well if you haven't. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.